This is a story for those who wish that they could truly read between the lines of the book they were reading and see the world of the story through the eyes of the author. For those who wish that they could make nonfiction from fiction. For those who wish that dreams were true. This is a story of a group of wayward friends who came together from the far reaches of two worlds to come together and to help make dreams reality. This is Hazeltown Story. Hello, and welcome to Hazeltown Story, Episode 7. So we are just about at the end of the second recording session. The players are still. We got Carnival as Elmis Graner. We have Deathmaster as Deathmaster 780 as Nelos Masters. And we have TorpidTypist as Iravia. So this episode in this part of the session is actually going to be interesting because it's our first taste of combat. So it was my first time trying to do stuff with the Genesis combat system, which was pretty interesting. I liked the way it did combat, and it was pretty easy to kind of understand and to actually do. But you'll see that in the actual episode, or I guess hear that rather. So yeah, that will be fun. That is really all I'd say regarding that. There is still, I did hear some issues with the audio, particularly our audio recording thing. So please bear that in mind. There is, unfortunately, that's kind of how we had to do it. So I apologize for there being some not exactly stellar quality audio, but it's an easy way to get everyone's voices recorded without them having to rely on, recording locally, which probably should be done, but whatever. So nonetheless, that's kind of all the notes I wanted to say. So let's go ahead and get this episode started.
All right.
Okay. So what I need everyone to do is everyone needs to make a vigilance check.
All right.
I'll go.
Do I need to make another one, or does the one I
you need to make another one because we are rolling initiative.
All right.
I'll go. What do you need me to roll?
You just roll your vigilance.
Okay, just flat vigilance, nothing else.
Because basically what's going to happen is that whoever has the
Or
best outcome is going to, that's basically doing that. And I need to figure out how this is going to work.
All right. I got same as before. 1 success with 1 advantage.
Okay, 1 success, 1 advantage.
Yeah.
Just checking one thing really quick. Okay, I did get that right. There you go. Beat that.
Okay.
And then mine, I guess.
2 successes, an advantage, and a triumph.
2 successes.
Okay, so basically the order is going to be Torpo, Carnival, and then Death. Well, actually, I need to roll mine as well. So what is my vigilance? Okay, it's just 2 proficiency, or 2 advantage. No, it's
2 green.
2 abilities. Yeah, 2 greens.
I just start calling them by the color of the
Yeah, I'm
dice.
just gonna borrow yours. 1 success. So I think the way that goes is that I will go last. But I actually have to
Sounds
roll.
about right.
Just for funsies, I need to roll a hidden roll, which means that. Oh, what is? Let's see. Let's call this. What is? Can someone check what is cool based off of?
PR presence.
Okay, so he actually do this. Okay. 1 success, 2 advantage. Okay, so order is going to be so I believe it goes Torpo, then Carnival, then enemy, then Death, then me.
All right.
So Torpo.
Okay.
So the way that combat works is basically you have so just basically just to give you a brief layout of the room that you have just entered in. Basically it is the same size as that room that had the giant crystal, However, inside of it are a lot of different, like basically it is a server farm. Like there is a bunch of mainframe computers that looks like they're just constantly running. But in the center of the room now, there is what was the desk that had the computer. It is now overturned, and he is now using, or whoever it shot at you is now using this as a barricade.
Okay.
Um, but it is like like if you peek in, you cannot see it. But you really don't like. That's what you can tell from the glance that you did when you kicked the door open. So the way that combat works is that you have a maneuver and an action. Your maneuver is basically you can either move or you can uh let's see, basically you have movement, in which movement is basically done by moving it in what's called range bands. So basically he is within short distance of you, and you can move up to engaged. And then basically engaged is how you can attack with melee, but you will take penalties if you try and use any sort of ranged attack. So you're all
Okay.
within short range of each other. Um, but you are standing in the middle of a door frame, essentially right now. Or you're standing by you're basically standing like next to a door jam, but you have like cover in air quotes, but not effective cover.
Okay. Just thinking. So again, how does two weapon fighting work again?
So two weapon fighting, basically what you so for you, um, if you don't want to take them, so basically the way two works is basically you take the it's basically you take the um let me hold on, let me open up the book. Let's see, take book page 95. Oh, let's see, do I have two up? Um well, it depends. What weapons were you going to use?
Punch, punch.
So if what you're going to want to do for that is you are going to want to uh essentially make a maneuver to go engaged with him, and
Mhm.
then you would take your action. And then since
Okay.
it is the same thing, you basically would do the same. Basically, what you would do as if you took one, um, but then you would add an additional difficulty to it.
Oh well, I wouldn't.
Um, well, you would, because dual wielder requires a maneuver.
Okay.
So you would have to be, if the next term, if he is still there, then you would be able to stay still and then do like a maneuver and then do a one without an additional difficulty. Uh,
Okay.
so if you just want to make a brawl, um, do you still have the chair with you?
And I got ready to hit the computer, but then I was interrupted. So yeah,
Um,
I always have a chair
so
with me.
you have a chair with you. Okay, so um, you use a maneuver to get engaged with him. Uh,
I'm afraid of commitment.
well, that's so then basically so basically essentially what you're going to be doing is you're going to be hitting one with the chair and then probably a punch, because
Hmm.
you can't just hit chair and then chair again because you're using two different hands.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is roll. See, I got to do it in the proper order.
Behold my nightmare of a turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to try and hit him with two weapons.
Yes.
um So make a brawl check. That is actually, if you're going to do two weapons, it needs to be hard. So three difficulty. Now, let me check something. Is your thing? Oh wait, oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh, actually, hold on, because you actually,
So I could just bull
yeah,
rush with the
yeah. I was gonna say
chair.
you have bull rush, which let me figure out what's the phrasing on.
I actually have the page open.
So what is bull rush?
When your character makes a brawl, melee, or melee heavy combat check after using a maneuver to engage a target, you may spend 3 advantage die or a triumph to use this talent to knock the target prone. So basically,
So
I do my attack, and then based on what I
So
get.
theoretically, you could do that if you. So what that will be is basically if you want to make your two-handed, you still can. Basically, what that
Hmm.
means is, it's basically when you're resolving advantages. is when that can come up. So basically,
Yeah, okay.
basically you just want to make your basic check.
Okay, so what should I do again?
You're
Then?
doing brawl with 3 difficulty.
Okay. Actually, would it be 3 difficulty with the chair?
Yes.
Even with Tavern Brawler?
What that would do is basically that would add an additional advantage. It's for
Yeah.
resolving. It's not. It doesn't
Okay.
add die. It's just basically when we see whatever.
Yeah, that's right. It was a brain fart. 3 successes.
So you would have an additional like, advantage with that. So
Okay.
you hit him. I gotta think.
Man, imagine this fucking giant ass cow lady coming bearing down on you with a fucking chair.
The problem is I gotta find the page that has 2. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. Where's my?
So I feel we're mentioning that it's important to that basically the table is always upside down for me because of where my seat is.
Yeah. Hold on. Where is? Okay. Genesis core rules. It's just I need to remember what the rules for two-handed fighting is. So
Yeah.
because I actually think that you actually would only hit once because I think you need. I think it basically gives you linked. Okay, 2-weapon combat. Okay, let's see. Let me zoom in. Where is the zoom? Okay, there it is. Okay, that's too much. Okay, 2-weapon combat. Oh god. 2-weapon combat. For difficulty, if they succeed, they hit with their primary weapon in a normal manner. They may spend 2 advantage or a triumph to hit with their secondary weapon as well. So you are only going to be hitting with the chair. Um,
I am okay with this.
but that means that you are going to be doing essentially your damage. So your base damage is going to be 3 for your 3 for your brawl, or 3 for your brawn, 2 for your chair, which is 5, and then 3 for your 3 successes. So it's 8. Then what we are going to do is apply soak. Which I changed the page. So then we apply soak, and what is his soak? Soak is 2. So that reduces it to a 6. And then your advantage, since you did not spend it to do that, you did not critical hit. So, yeah, basically you come up across it. You see, basically the smaller person that we kind of came across, the one with the blonde hair and the glasses, and you just belt him in the head with the chair, which does a notable number on him. But you are now engaged with him, or
Oh,
in
no.
combat. Which, might I add, well, that does also have implications about range attacks, but I don't think either of you have range attacks because it's going to be
I have a range
it's going to
attack.
be Lyla's the only one that has a range attack. That's not you.
What? Oh, okay.
Because the thing is that if you try to do a range attack when one of your allies is in engaged range, that could go bad if you roll poorly. So I believe the turn order was then Carnival.
I'm next. So we're in a room with the server farm, right?
Yep.
All right, let's try this again. Overload the server farm.
Why?
Because you'd be distracting.
I don't think you need to worry about that at the moment.
Yeah, there is currently a large cow woman flacking him upside the fucking head with a chair.
And he has a
Okay.
gun.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Well, shit. Oh wait, he has a gun. I'll just make the gun explode. That should be
That is not going to work.
right. It's not that kind of techno magic. Right. I'm trying to think what to do because I am not a fighting character. So
You just pass.
You can just back up and make yourself harder to hit.
sure, I'll do that.
Okay. So your maneuver, I guess, would be you would move from short to medium range. So basically, you're going down the hallway. But then also what you could do is one of your actions could be you can take, I believe you can take a guarded stance. Because also you can, one thing you can do, because a normal turn is a move or a maneuver and an action, you can actually take 2 maneuvers.
Sure, I'll do that then.
So options you have for maneuvers are basically, let's see, for all your maneuvers are guarded stance, interact with the environment, manage gear, you can move, drop prone or stand from prone, prepare something which you don't really have, and that's pretty much it. So my suggestion would probably be to drop to prone.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop prone.
All right. And I believe that is my turn to work as the bad guy. Um,
Correct.
so what I am going to do is I am going to push. Let's see. I am going to um, essentially make a. Uh, oh, let's see. I'm going to just make an. Basically, I'm going to uh, go into guarded stance. But then I am also, or basically, so the guy you see kind of makes a position to know that like he's guarding himself from an additional hit. Uh, but then he is going to try and shoot you at point blank range. Um, so
No, this is good. This is good.
so basically, um, okay. So I'm going to make. Let's see. So that is going to be okay. Oh yeah. What is your? Let's see, Iravia. What is your defense?
1 ranged, 1 melee.
Okay, so that is going to be one range, one melee. So let's see. That is going to be wait, what? Oops. Okay, so that is going to be setback die, 2 difficulty. Um, and what is his 1? So that is going to be that. Actually, so that. Let's see. Oh, also an additional that because of the gun that he's using. Okay. Let's do this. Doing some rolling behind the scenes.
I know, I can see it on the stream.
Okay, so he misses.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and also on top of that, he'd have to get through Force Soak.
Yeah, because the gun that he is using is you just kind of see it. It is just a small machine pistol. That
Mhm,
I think like I think that's like 6 damage. So even if it hit, I don't think it was
mhm.
going to do much. So basically, he goes and tries to aim at you, but you basically move out of the way.
Man, you really wanna get hit by the chair again, don't you?
Um, okay, so it is now turn for Death.
Me. Yes. So Nelos will go around the other side of the table so that the dude's in between Iravia and
Uh huh.
Nelos. And she'll give him the punch.
Okay. So you are going to use. So let's see. You have because you have the fighter's glove in set, right? What
Yes.
is the attack behind that? It's +2, 3
Um.
crit. Okay. So I need you to make a standard brawl check.
Okay.
Actually, what does it mean by 3 crit?
So if you roll 3 advantage, or basically if you roll 3 advantage, you can inflict a critical wound. Which
Okay.
basically, with the character that we were dealing with, basically will instant kill him.
Oh, good! I want to break that man's neck with my fucking chair.
Well,
So any difficulty?
so that's gonna be 2. So
Alright.
brawl checks are always 2.
Alright.
Um, and actually, you are going to need to add a setback die because he took guarded stance.
Okay. That's a red die.
The black die. Sorry.
Oh.
Also, man, fucking defense already paying dividends. Holy shit. You weren't kidding when you said defense was really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
One
nice.
success, one advantage. So you are so basically, you are going to hit. You are going to do. Let's see. You do 3 brawn, +2 with your the gloves. plus an additional 1. So you're going to do 6 damage to him.
Hmm.
2 soak and 4, which places him very nicely at max wound threshold. So you pop him essentially in the back of the head, and he drops.
Nelos
for-
just gently shakes wrists and goes all on the wrist.
Iravia is just gonna kick him in the stomach while he's on the ground.
Okay, you do that, and it just kind of groans. But he is unconscious now.
Wow.
Well, time to tie him up.
You probably don't need to.
I want to do it anyway.
Okay, so you tie him up.
With what?
There are cables in here. It's a server farm.
That can work. You can just rip something out of a server and just tie him up. So with that, you have vanquished. You have successfully done a combat encounter.
Hooray.
Then the thing. So basically, at that point, so okay. Here's the thing. Carnival.
Yes.
I need you to roll vigilance.
All right. Vigilance. 2 green. Oh boy. No. And what's the difficulty up against?
Difficulty is going to be difficulty is going to be 1.
All right. Net failure with 1 advantage.
Okay, so with that okay, so with that you hear so you are at the end of the hallway, just kind of looking that way, but then you hear basically, like, you and Lyla are basically at the end of the hall, and then you two are staying there, and then you kind of just look at each other. It's like, okay, that's done. But that is when you notice there is now another person in this room holding a shotgun right behind you two.
Well, fuck.
So let me check something real quick. Either I'm going to do this die. Let's roll this 1 green. Great. So he's going last. So basically, at this point, you basically see that, and then you see basically there is now a person right behind you, or there's like very close to you. Not quite, but he is rushing you, and you see that he has a shotgun in his hand. It is now Lila's turn to go, and she basically is going to make an aim maneuver. Wait. Since I am just going to take the 1, I get an additional bonus die to that. So that is going to be, let's see. That is going to be blue, yellow, with 1 difficulty. And just for funsies, I'm going to use a story point on my end. So let's try. Is there an additional thing I can do? Nope. Let's go ahead and try this. Oops. Okay.
You did.
Possibly actually. 'Cause I gotta see how triumphs work.
This is beautiful.
Okay, well, we'll think of what the triumph is. So it's not gonna do a critical, but it is going to do. Oh shit! Actually, I didn't see what its difficult is. I actually screwed that up.
Let it ride.
You know what, let
let's
it
do-
ride. This is just too good of a roll. Yeah. Well, here, let me just for giggles, because technically I should have done this and this. I failed 3 threats. Okay, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. So yeah, she is going to do because her gun did 11 damage, it's now going to do 12. So it's technically 2 threat and a triumph. Basically, uh, Lyla is going to take some additional strain. And basically, she just kind of sees like moment, just basically pulls the trigger, and it does okay. So let's see, it does 12 damage, which 3 soak, or for soak, um, that is going to do. So basically, that hits him. Actually, let's see. Actually, no, he's not dead. Um, so he actually gets hit, um, like pretty good. But then that is uh, basically takes a solid thing, and then he's basically in slight shock that he just got like hit square in the chest with a very powerful shot.
Nice.
So that is going to do his turn. So then he is going to uh, uh, basically he is going to then basically it is now his turn. He is going to basically take a chance at basically uh, shooting back, and then that is going to be. Let's see. That is going to be. Let's see. Shot. That's going to be ranged. Short. It's going to be 2. So let's be that. What's that? So that's going to be 1, 2. That. Um. So also, Lila, since you didn't, she took an aim. So let's see. With the stuff that Lila has, she actually has 3 range defense, which means 1, 2, 3, 4 setback die, plus 2 difficulty.
How the fuck?
So say basically one of the things that she has equipped is a shield gauntlet. So she's basically has a shield. Also, I'm guessing that this is Torpo's work.
It's clearly not my color.
Yes. So basically, she has a shield, which adds that, and she's also wearing armor, which adds 2, plus an additional setback die from the Triumph. Plus 2 difficulty. Let's roll. Well, shit.
Well,
Well, it's a net failure, so it missed. But the Triumph. I think the Triumph doesn't do anything on a failure. So yeah, basically he let's see. So basically, yeah, he tries to make a shot but then misses, which causes him a strain, which means that he is at okay. So yeah, he takes a shot and then basically is so like pissed off that he basically just tries to um rush you, or rush Lila.
okay, I was about to say which between the two of us.
Yeah, so he after he got shot, he's not even paying attention to you.
Nice.
So basically that I believe goes to Torpo now.
It does indeedly do. So where am I relative to this fucker?
So you are essentially, that took place at the end of a hallway, or like basically close to kind of the entrance of the room, and you are kind of in the center of the room.
Okay, so I could still rush him down with a maneuver, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's what I'm doing with the chair.
Okay, so you go and kind of rush in with the chair, so that is going to be let's see, that is going to be brawl. 2 difficulty plus I believe that is an additional setback die.
Really?
Because he has armor.
Okay. Remember that I am using the chair. This is important.
Yep.
Sometimes I roll too much and it causes the server to
Yep.
lag. It's great.
Okay, so that actually could be good. So you rush in with the chair, and you kind of whiff. However, you take you trying to hit him. Basically, he got startled so off guard, and after he just kind of got he's just trying to rush. You miss him, but in the process, he drops the gun. So he's currently unarmed.
Actually, I was gonna say, out of curiosity, could I still apply 2-weapon fighting or bull rush because of all the advantages,
No, because
or does it have to
it has to
succeed?
succeed. I said I'm pretty sure it has to succeed.
Double check, because I thought you could still apply Bull Rush even though he didn't succeed.
Yeah, bull rush can
Oh,
still apply. It says nothing about succeeding.
oh, actually, in that case, bull rush. When your character makes a brawl, spend it. Okay. Yeah, you can do that. That's not. He's gonna still have the shotgun in his hand after that, though.
Also, how did 2-weapon fighting work?
Basically, when you go and make your call, you would have to declare that you're going to use 2 weapons.
Oh, I thought I could only do that if I had enough advantages to use it.
So you still do. Also, you have to call it at first, and then if you get enough advantage after that.
Oh, okay, so I misunderstood that.
Okay, but one thing I think though, don't you have? Oh, you don't have it. Okay, I thought you had Street Fighter.
I do.
Yep. So yeah, you knock him prone. So he basically
Okay.
you whiff, but he just kind of fumbles. And with that, I believe that brings us to Carnival.
All right. He has armor, right?
Yes.
What would we roll be to try and wrestle the gun away from him?
That would be a that I think that would be a brawl. Because technically you can call shots. But basically what that is that basically it's you're gonna do a brawl check, but that's gonna do half damage. But if you're trying to
I have 1 in brawl, so it's not.
yeah, I'm gonna say that's I mean you have finesse. So
Oh right, I do have finesse, so let's go with it.
so how this is gonna work is since you're not gonna be moving, you are technically in engaged thing with him now. Um
Okay.
Basically what you can do is you are going to aim at the thing, and then basically you're going to use your finesse. The problem actually I don't think because you're going to have to take an additional setback die to aim for a specific spot. But also you're going to take an additional setback for his armor, even with your finesse.
Okay.
So I think running away again might actually help.
Yeah, no, I'll just sit this one out again.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just
So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to run into the room and you're going to hide behind the desk.
yeah, that's fine. Elvis just not a fighter.
Okay. So in that case, I believe since the nerd is out, I believe that
My
goes
turn.
to yes, Steph.
Yeah. Nelos will point at the nerd's body and say to Elmis, watch him, before stomping over to where the dude's lying to give him the punch.
Yep, and that counts as incidental, so that can be done. So you are also going to make a brawl. So you are actually going to get a set or a bonus or a boost die because he is prone.
Okay.
So
All right.
you actually you're not because you're going to get basically negate his armor. So you're just going to make a standard brawl check.
Okay. So do I get the boost die or
You
not?
don't.
All right.
Because the way it works is rather than rolling a setback and a boost, it's just you try and negate. Because you're trying not to roll as many die as possible, and it's going to be too difficulty.
All right.
Okay, you succeed. So you do again. So it's 3, so 5 plus 4. So you're doing 5 damage, which actually, let me check.
Is he dead?
He's not, but he's incredibly close. Yeah. So basically, in the next person's turn is going to get a boost die to that. So you roll and like basically kick him right in the face, and you can tell that he is very close to being out. So that is going to be Lila's turn. So with that, she is going to, she is going to, okay, I guess this is what she's going to do. She doesn't have quick draw, does she? Oh, actually, I know what she can do. She can, um, So she is going to cast a. She basically just points basically right at him. She is going to actually use a basic attack spell, which that is going to be 2 yellow, green, no setback because that bypasses armor, I think, and a boost die. And that is going to be 1 difficulty. 2 successes, 1 threat. So basically, she does. Basically, she does. I believe at net, she does 1 point of damage. It basically just does a kind of a small, basically a small, like orb kind of.
Lightning bolt.
Yeah, basically, she just kind of a small orb kind of emanates from her, the end of her index finger, and basically just goes straight into, and basically just basically hits him right in the center of the forehead, and just basically acts as a very small punch, and basically just from that he is now unconscious.
Okay.
And with that actually brings that to the end of that encounter.
Ooh.
So I believe that everyone now can reduce strain by, I believe, your ranks in
Resilience.
I think it's resilience, yeah. Or it's
No, I'm back. Regular.
let me actually check that real quick.
So how's it going, everyone?
Doing
Fine.
fine.
How are you?
Hey, I'm alright.
Okay, you can make a discipline or cool check.
How cool are you?
That is going to be the same for either. So I'm just going to roll that. I'm just going to roll this to the side. That is 2 successes and an advantage. Okay, so basically each success you get heals strain.
I'm fine. I don't need to.
So I'm now down to 3. And I think, well, Ravia, you're peachy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm fucking great.
All right. So in that case, that is done. You now have 2 bodies that are now unconscious. 1 tied up.
Alright.
Let's have the other one.
Alright.
All right. So they are now tied up. They are not going to be answering any questions anytime soon.
That's fine, but they're tied up and that's what matters.
Thank you for listening to Hazeltown's story. If you would like to get updates on this show and many other shows hosted by me, LoloDePuzlo, you can follow at Hazeltown Story on Twitter. And if you would like to get to know me more from a personal standpoint, you can follow my personal Twitter at LoloDePuzlo. If you would like to watch this be recorded live, you can go to twitch.tv/LoloDePuzlo and follow the channel for notifications of when this show, as well as other shows like Retro Rank Rhapsody, are being recorded. If you would like to add this podcast to your podcatcher of choice, you can search for WLDP Hazeltown Radio and find us on most major podcatching search engines. Or you can manually add rss.hazeltown.life to your podcatcher. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come around for the next episode.